Today's top trender, Scott Gard.
If Scott Walker ever thought he had a shot at the White House, he can forget about it.
Prosecutors in the John Doe investigation allege that you are the center of a criminal scheme. Are you?
No. There's no doubt in my mind that the governor is involved and is right in the center of this thing.
Conservatives circle the wagons in support of Scott Walker.
Unconstitutional scheme on the part of the prosecutors. I think they have been abridging the right to free speech.
Christie says the attacks against Walker are coming from his political opponents because he's trying to bring change to the state.
It really was a political witch hunt.
Joining me tonight, Ruth Conniff, editor of the Progressive Magazine in Wisconsin. Good to have you with us tonight, Ruth. I want to go right to what Senator Johnson is now saying to the media and in several interviews, that there's an unconstitutional witch hunt that's taking place going after Scott Walker. What part of the Constitution is he talking about? He doesn't explain that.
Well, I think it's really important, actually, looking at what Ron Johnson is saying. What he is saying is that states like Wisconsin that have regulated campaign finance for 100 years, that shouldn't be the case, that this should be illegal. Under the U.S. Constitution, there should be no such thing as campaign finance regulations. There should be unlimited, undisclosed, dark money flowing into states to influence elections. And it's not a politically popular position, but it is the position of the Club for Growth and the Wall Street Journal, and that's why they're so ginned up about what's happening in Wisconsin.
So why are Republicans like Johnson and also Governor Chris Christie of New Jersey jumping into support of Walker?
Well, Christie is probably the ally that Walker does not really want to hear from right now. I don't know that he's doing Walker any political favors by weighing in. But, you know, this is a really big deal. Basically, Walker was caught, in his own words, talking to Karl Rove and placing himself at the center of what the Republican prosecutor, Fran Schmitz, describes as a criminal scheme in Wisconsin to coordinate between these big money outside groups and the campaign. And what that means is, if that is allowed to happen, what it means is that there can be no regulation whatsoever of big money coming into elections. And as you know, Ed, and you've covered this, we've seen some really big out-of-state money coming into Wisconsin. We've seen them flip a little school board race in Kenosha. We've seen them go after Iron County board members whose entire campaign war chest was a few rolls of stamps. You know, so if these folks, the Koch brothers, Americans for Prosperity, Club for Growth, can come in, coordinate, spend any kind of money they want, they don't have to disclose who their donors are. Yeah. There really is no chance anymore to set limits on the amount of money in elections or who's really buying these elections.
So Walker is saying that this is over. Johnson is saying it's an unconstitutional move by the prosecutors. And Chris Christie is saying that he's got full confidence in his buddy Scott Walker. Republicans are sticking with Walker as all this information comes out. Where do you think the voters are? Is this hurting Walker's credibility? He's running around telling everybody, oh, it's over with. It's over with. This is old news. These are documents that were dumped out. It's old stuff. Is that going to work in Wisconsin?
No, I don't think so. I mean, PolitiFact rated that as false. PolitiFact, which often seems, to my view, to lean conservative. You know, when Walker says it's over, the case is closed, the investigation is over, if you read the newspaper, you know that that's not true. There was a preliminary injunction by a judge, a federal judge, who is the only judge in Wisconsin who's a frequent flyer to Koch brothers-funded judicial junkets. You know, he's an ally. He wrote a very bizarre opinion in which he compared campaign finance law generally to the guillotine. You know, he's against the idea of any kind of regulation of money in elections. That's now being reviewed by the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals. Judge Randa ordered the destruction of the evidence in this case. Yeah. The Seventh Circuit very quickly put the kibosh on that. Don't destroy the evidence, they told prosecutors. They're still reviewing the case. The investigation is on hold, but may indeed go forward. There's no sense that they're going to necessarily win. In fact, there's a very large legal opinion in Wisconsin that Judge Randa is going to be overturned by the Seventh Circuit. He's got a very creative opinion going. And then you've got these big national groups hoping that Wisconsin is a test case for overthrowing campaign finance altogether.
So just to wrap this all up, you have got a judge saying go ahead and destroy the evidence, but the conservatives in Washington are all bent out of shape about some missing emails with the IRS. Isn't it funny? Ruth Conniff, good to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much.